Welcome back. As promised in this week's Erica Explorers, we're headed to Wayne County for some sport caving this time.
That's an official term.
Yes.
Sport caving.
Somebody's broadening their horizons, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Well, remember the last cave trip I did last month in Rockcastle County? It was about like 3.5 hours. This one, closer to 6 hours, and it required a wetsuit.
Yeah, you were a little nervous, a little more, I guess.
I had my little nerves. I don't know. It was nerve-wracking. It really was. So this cave is on private property, so it is not open to the public. But the Central Ohio Grotto and some of the other grotto and karst conservancy folks do work with the family. They conduct surveys there, map out the cave because they're not finished with all of that, and they do have access to it during certain, organized trips like this one that I had the chance to go on. You saw that short walk back to the caves did require you to be in a wetsuit. I wasn't sure like how intense this was all gonna be.
Yeah.
I just knew, at some point we were gonna get very wet. Well, you saw the entrance to the cave. It's like immediate. So as soon as you get there, you have to crawl through water. That's like the first thing you do. Yeah,
straight into the water. I was gonna say, I mean, caving is bad enough, but then, you throw the water element into it. So how deep was that there?
So you can kind of see here where you're like crawling through it. At other parts though, most of it was about chest deep, so you were even kind of like bobbing along. Some areas way deeper than that where like I couldn't even touch the bottom, so it did require a little bit of swimming. But they have so many different kind of features in here. So there's one called like the monkey bars. I mean, these are all cavers that have kind of named some of these features. Where the monkey bars, we were like shuffling along, like holding yourself up through the water. There was this little like hot tub area where it kind of looks like a hot tub. Some larger rooms, just incredible formations. It was just something.
Well, the thing about the wetsuit, and I've had a wetsuit on before because many years ago I did triathlons, and sometimes when we do the races in colder water, it actually provides some buoyancy for you.
Oh, that too, yeah.
So I'm sure that probably, from a psychological standpoint, figured, well, that's gonna help a little bit. So just from an intensity standpoint, I mean, clearly it's got to be super intense, especially with it being that long.
It was. There was climbing, there was the scaling, swimming. I mean, definitely the most intense cave that I have ever done, but it was an incredible experience. I am glad that I did it because this was like a huge boost of confidence for me and just kind of like a growth opportunity. But you saw that rope there. There was also some opportunities to like climb up and go explore like different levels, if you will, of this and different terrain. Right here, this is a really cool shot. So when I talked about the formations, that's what they call bacon.
That's cool.
Because it looks like bacon.
So how many people were on this excursion?
Yeah, 6 people total, and this was actually the largest group that they said they have ever had in this. So that's pretty remarkable because I was like 6, that doesn't seem like a lot. This is a place where they were like boosting you up into like an area sort of above. My goodness though, the belly crawling right here, I had sort of like a mild panic attack.
And this is what you told me last week you were most concerned with, the tightness area when you had to kind of squeeze.
It was hard to see in that shot, but like you have your little, dry bag and you had to take it off because you just couldn't fit. So this is the end of it where you go through. But you were like shoving your bag along and then trying to like scale, belly crawl through, and then like shove your bag further down and like keep going. And I was a little nervous because I'm not like super claustrophobic, but you just had to like tell yourself and mentally have these pep talks like, just keep breathing, just keep moving.
Well, for those that have been with us since the show started in October, we laughed about the helmet with a light on it, but it was a little overdone when you went to Mammoth Cave and didn't need it. Clearly, that purchase came in.
But you know what? Beautiful cave. It was so pristine, no graffiti, and that's in large part contributed to the family, having it on private property. But also another thing that they told me, the water actually feeds to the local community, so they want to keep it clean as like a water source.
All right, real quick, would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I like it. Confidence is building here.
We're getting there.
All right. Well, good stuff. I'm glad it worked out for you, and we're not like leading the news
searching
trying
for
to find you. Yeah. Well, speaking of the news, we'll have your headlines coming right up.